This vlog is going to be about us finishing this writing challenge, supposedly, unless I've just literally crippled myself with writer's block. I could, if I was motivated, complete that challenge today. Now I'm just feeling like I really don't know whether I can write. Let's just wreck myself a little bit more emotionally. That's gonna reset me, right? Come with me to try and finish a book by reading another book. That's the new one. Hello, welcome back to another vlog. I'm not gonna lie, I've just finished a last vlog and I'm a little bit like, what are we doing in this one? We are gonna finish the April Rough Draft Writing Challenge and I can write this whole day. I may do some vlog edits, but I don't have to. And that is the only thing on my to-do list, writing. And guess who's lacking motivation today? I had every intention of having a slow morning. I had a little bit of insomnia yesterday, so I was feeling the need for caffeine, and I thought, you know what, I'm not going to film an intro. I'm just going to have my coffee. I'm going to sit here, do my little gratitude post, have some lo-fi on, and just write. I'll probably like write the first chapter and just write, and then maybe later on I'll do my vlog edits or anything like that. And then I hadn't plugged my laptop in, so I had no battery on my laptop to do that, and I was like, oh, I don't want to write at my desk. Oh no, I don't want to do that. And now I'm just feeling like I really don't know whether I can write at this point in time. And I'm thinking, oh, I'd love like an admin task to do right now, just to fill up my time and just reset me almost. That's what I feel like I need. Like, I've just been having a conversation about somebody else's life. It's nothing to do with me, but I am a bit of an empath and I suck up all of that emotion, and I can feel it really heavy on me. To then go and sit and write a romance book, it just doesn't flow sometimes, and I'm really trying to be energetically driven this year, not just push and just be like, do I want to push? Do I want to write now? The really annoying thing is I can write the whole day, like there's nothing else I have to do. And this is the time I don't want to write? Like, come on. Anyway, sorry, one introduction. Hi, I'm Marie, I'm a writer, or I'm meant to be. I am participating in the April Rough Draft Challenge, and I decided, instead of just doing a writing goal this month for April, that I wanted to do a little custom goal where I finalised my edits, finally, on the next book that I should be releasing in a couple of months. And I managed to do that. It was my biggest book yet, and I think it was my 4th attempt at trying to finish these edits, and I managed to do that at the beginning of April. I wanted to start planning my next book and start writing 25,000 words. Well, I've got 1 week left and I am officially at 21,575 words written, which means that in the next 1 or 2 chapters, probably 2, I would have hit my writing goal, and I still have 7 days left of the month. So I'm really impressed. I could, if I was motivated, complete that challenge today. And yet here I am with my cup of coffee, procrastinating. It's just so typical. It's really annoying. I think what I need to do, because I do really want to write, and even if I write 1 chapter, like, I'm not thinking that I have to complete the challenge today, even if I could. I don't know whether I want to push for that or not. So the great thing with the Rough Draft Challenge is you can adjust in the middle of the month or whenever you like your challenge, so that you can still complete it and make it relevant to you. So if you've had a really hard month unexpectedly and you've not been able to hit your goals, you can go for a lower word count goal, and you are good and you are fine, and you can still keep moving forward rather than just feeling like you completely failed and just giving up. And also, if you have then done the opposite and achieved your goals early, you can up them. So I've managed to write on this book in 7 days those 21,575 words. So I technically could push for like a 40,000 word month, which is crazy because in a whole month in November, I wrote 55,000 words, and I was well impressed with that. So in a whole month at this rate, I could write the whole book. That is like bonkers. But the thing is, as today proves, that creative flow and motivation doesn't always stay put. So you have to use it when you have it, because who knows when it just vanishes and just fails to show up for the day, even though that's all you had planned. I think what I'm going to do is just sit here, put my lo-fi on and just chill out for a minute and not beat myself up for the fact that I don't want to write. I also know it's probably a case that as soon as I do start writing, I will be fine. I will be fine. But I'm not going to push myself just yet to write. I'm going to let my laptop charge. I'm going to finish my cup of coffee and I'm going to read. Now, this is so against what I would normally do. And I'm trying to be kinder to myself and trying for self-care and just regulate my nervous system, because I think all of our nervous systems these days are just at like red alert levels constantly. And I'm going to read a book, which, to be fair, this is going to just absolutely devastate me, this book. I can already tell. I think I only started it last night and I had already cried, and it's very tragic. I picked up this book the other day. It is Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen, and it is so unlike any book that I would normally choose, and I would never go for a book that would like make me cry, but I just have been a little bit hooked even though I only started it yesterday. So I thought, do you know what, let's just wreck myself a little bit more emotionally. That's going to reset me, right? Oh my god, is this a really bad idea? I don't know, we're going to go with it, we're going to experiment. I'm going to read for a little bit. And I find that when I watch something creative, when I read something creative, and like when I love something, I get that creative spark and I want to start writing, even if it's like a completely, like, this isn't relevant to my book whatsoever. Like, I watched a artist studio vlog the other day and I was like, oh my god, I want to write. It had nothing to do with my book whatsoever, but that creativity just sparked in me. And I think that was my 5,000 word day. So sometimes enjoying other people's work and creativity sets off my own. So that was the thought. And now I'm questioning whether I'm just going to send myself into this more emotional turmoil and whether this was just the worst idea ever. Who knows? This vlog is going to be about us finishing this writing challenge, supposedly, unless I've just literally crippled myself with writer's block. Then this is going to be a fun vlog, but come with me and figure out what we're actually going to do today. I'm going to do a little bit of reading, fingers crossed, and then I'm going to force myself to write. I'm going to try and start writing, even if it's like a 5-minute timer and being like, does this flow? If not, we'll figure out something else to do. Yep. Come with me to try and finish a book by reading another book. That's the new one. I did it! I have officially written 25,000 words in the month of April, and I'm not even done. I admit I did chill out a little bit longer than I was planning. I read a little bit, I had some breakfast, I watched some YouTube, you can't blame me. And then I thought, you know what, I really need to start writing, and I did. And I'm very happy to say that words were starting to flow. I've written 2 chapters. One of them is the shortest chapter yet, more than like half the size of my other chapters, but that's fine. In read-throughs, I'll figure out whether that feels too short, whether it needs to be merged with something else, or just to leave it. Who knows? That is a decision for another day. I am really, really happy that I have, as of now, with a week still to go, I have completed the April Rough Draft Challenge. Now, did I set too easy of a goal? I didn't think so. I thought I set quite a challenging goal to complete edits on a book, plan a book, and to write 25,000 words, all in the month of April, which for me was Easter holidays for the kids, which was 2 weeks essentially off not doing my normal author day stuff. But I mean, I was pretty productive during those weeks, and I was just doing stuff in the evenings or bank holiday weekend. And yeah, I mean, I feel like the past 7 days have been the most productive in terms of writing that I've ever done. Like 21,000 words. That's a lot. And I don't know whether that momentum is going to continue, but I've officially hit and achieved the April Rough Draft Challenge, so I am happy. Like I said, I am not going to go for a higher tier. I'm going to keep with a positive spin and just be like, what can I achieve? And no pressure, because I feel like when there's pressure on stuff, that's when things go out of the window and things go majorly wrong. For example, like today, when all I had on my list to do was writing, and I decided to not. But even with that, I wasn't thinking I'd actually hit the 25,000 word goal today, and I did. So that's amazing. I am going to have some lunch. I probably will carry on. I don't know whether to carry on or do some edits. I'm not sure. But in my scene cards, which I all have on my lovely little ring binder here, my next scene is quite blank. It just says, normal life together. Okay then. So I got to figure out that scene before I write it. Oh yeah, there's some good scenes coming up. I think probably spend some time fleshing out some of these scenes that are just a sentence and coming up with some ideas so that when I do sit down to write next, it flows just like it's been flowing for me so far. I'm going to bring you along and we will see how much I can actually get written in the month of April. I'm excited. Stay tuned, stay with me, and I will check in with you at some point in the future. The library errand is done. I had to renew this for my son with his cute little BFG bookmark, and then I have got for my book club, this is one of the reads for the book club. It's very different from what I would normally pick up, but it's meant to be funny, so that's that. And then I saw this which I've always been really intrigued of just because of this quote on the back: Alice Law, you naughty girl, you're trying to go to hell. And I thought, yes, I spotted that on the shelf actually at the library, so definitely got to pick that one up. And then this one caught my eye, A Fate Forged in Fire by Hazel McBride, and it is a romantasy, dragon rider sort of romantasy, enemies to lovers. And I thought, might as well pick that one up because I don't have enough to read, obviously, whilst I'm in the middle of another book, and whilst I have another book this month for my book club to potentially read. So that's a lot of books to read in the space of a month, so we'll see how I go. Hello, I have been meaning to film this outro for 2 weeks and I've had to make some notes to remember what I actually wanted to talk about, so I apologise for abandoning you. For you it felt like nothing, I'm sure, but it's been a while. I'm going to try and keep this concise. Okay, Marie? Yes. This vlog has all been about finishing April on a high. I hit my goal on the last vlog of 25,000 words. I'd already done the edits, I'd already done the planning, so April challenge completely complete with 1 week left of April to go. And I didn't want to up the goal, I wanted to see how far I could let it flow with no pressure. Well, I accidentally wrote every day and then had like a mini goal of writing every day, which didn't feel that bad, but there were some moments in that last week, like I definitely dropped down productivity in that last week. It was still a really good writing week though, still really good. But with that daily writing accidental goal going on as well, it did feel a little bit more pressure. And I was like, can I get another 20,000 word week? I didn't manage that. I had like a 15,000, almost 16,000 writing week, which is really, really good. It's more productive than I normally am. If I can get 10, that's great. And then we got to the last day of the month, the 30th of April, and I was traveling away, and I did actually manage to do some writing in the morning before I left. In between packing, because we did last minute packing, which I never want to do again because we forgot a lot of stuff last minute packing. But I did manage to do some writing, and then I thought, that's fine. I'm really close to another goal. I hadn't set myself, but I was like, that would be really cool if I could get that. I was really, really close. I was like, that's fine. I'll just do that in the evening. Well, after traveling for like 4 hours, did I want to write? Absolutely not. I got into bed and was like, God, no, I cannot. I had a shower and I was thinking, no, I can't do it. It was 500 words. I needed 500 words to hit this final figure, and I thought that'd be really good, that'd be quite easy. And I was like, no, I can't, it's fine, it doesn't matter. It does not matter, I've already passed it. Do not worry, stop obsessing about these 500 words. I'm not gonna write. I got into bed and I wrote those 500 words. I just thought, I'm gonna really regret not hitting that. Like, how good would it be to be able to say, I hit this figure and it's 500 words, which realistically wouldn't take that long. So I did it. It was a bit of a struggle, but I did it. And I got those 500 words, which has meant that for the April Rough Draft Challenge, I edited my novel, planned a new novel, wrote above my goal of 25,000 words, and my final word count for the month, I don't know why I'm looking at this because I do know it because it is a pretty perfect number. I wrote 40,001 words. And you bet I was watching the word count tick up as I was writing on that Thursday evening in bed, being like, why am I doing this to myself? I stopped. As soon as I got to 4,001, that is the end of a sentence. And I was like, I am not writing anymore. And I left the scene where it was. To say that I wrote 40,000 words and one in the space of, I think it's like 2 weeks and a day, is crazy. Like, I think it's probably classed as like the most productive writing month I've ever had. I mean, obviously I wasn't writing the whole month, and I don't think I would have actually been able to sustain that level of productivity, as, you know, my reducing weekly word count points to. But I'm very, very impressed. My April was incredible. I'm very happy to say that I did it and I succeeded, but it did get me thinking, why was November, when I had 4 weeks to write, why did that feel so much harder? I don't know. And I came up with some thoughts. I definitely felt like I was more disciplined in November. I was writing every day because that was another mini goal that I actually set in November. I didn't accidentally just have that mini goal. And I was writing every day. I had a bit of a system of writing in the morning, like getting up a little bit earlier, writing during my author days. And I did end up getting quite ill. It did feel harder. This story has felt like it has been flowing, and a case of I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll write a little bit and then we'll write a whole chapter. But, oh, okay then, that's done. And I don't really know why that is. I don't know whether it's related to the story. Like, this story I've been thinking about for a very long time now. I reckon at least a year, like 1 to 2 years I've been thinking about elements of this story. And when I came to sit down and plan this story, I was able to plot it out, and there wasn't a lot of holes that I had to plug. There were definitely a few holes, and figure those out and think from scratch of what needs to fit in here. Whereas with the book that I was writing in November, if you've watched that vlog, that was the book that I didn't really want to write. When I planned the series, I'd planned that I wanted this book. I had no idea what it was about. That all of a sudden came to me, but it was a relatively new idea for the book, and I hadn't been thinking about it for years and years, and that's the only thing that I can think. And obviously it was a longer month and it was winter, and I don't know what are these things factoring into this. I don't know. For May though, I've definitely slowed down on productivity. I am not writing every day, and I'm not setting that as my goal. I think I can finish the book in this month, but realistically, when I've done my plan for the year, I don't need to finish the book this month. So I have stepped back in productivity, and like I say, you just don't know when productivity just literally vanishes. So I made the most of it, hit the ground running. I have been writing, but yeah, it's definitely slower. I'm currently on 52,000 words. I reckon there's probably like another 30,000 words to write. So it is technically doable in this month, but I'm now going to swap directions a little bit which is going to be the next vlog. So I'm literally finishing this vlog and I'm going to immediately start a new one. My goal for May is to read my next book that I'm going to be releasing and working on. So I'm going to be doing my first read through ever of that book. I really wanted to start reading that book when I did my last read through in the April challenge, and I had to just be like, no, we're not adding anything onto the April rough draft challenge. That can happen in May. So I'm starting that today in the very next vlog, which I think will mean there will be a little bit of a distraction from writing. I mean, there's a really good chapter that I need to write next. But anyway, I think I'm going to call this vlog here. I did rattle on, didn't I? I apologise. I will see you in the next vlog where we are going to be reading this book and setting up an editing plan. And I'm very motivated by all of those edits at this point in time, and we will see how long that lasts, because it's editing, guys. I think it's probably the hardest part of writing. So come and join me in the next vlog when we're going to be doing that. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I hope if you was participating in the April challenge that it went well for you. I'd love to hear how you did as well. And I will see you in the next one. Happy reading.